How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews, back with a little mystery beers, courtesy of my boys from NerdSense. They sent this jam off to me last week, beginning of this week sometime, and I am diving into it. Full force. Let's give it the old proper pour. There you go. Gotta crush that can, not squeeze the extra bits out of it. That's where they keep the heroin, for those who don't know. What does that look like? That could be a bunch of different things. That could be a bunch of different things. Clear. Color, size of the can. I'm calling this a lager. I'm calling it a Vienna lager or some kind of fucked with lager. Because if you're talking about a can that size, you're talking about that color of beer. I mean, it could be, something else. The carbonation definitely is at a point where it's not macro. The coloration makes me think like Vienna lager, Kolsch, even I doubt we're getting into kind of Maibach-y kind of area. But those cans, Jack's Abbey, Von Trapp. I almost said Le Trapp. Von Trapp, that kind of thing. So, yeah. What do we got here? A little bit of lager, a little bit of mystery beer, awesome blue tapeness. Let's get a nose. It's got to be somebody's Vienna lager. It's really not much to it. Soft malt, a little bit elevated beyond a Pilsner malt. Maybe like a little Pilsner, a little bit of Truro kind of combination going on. I'm leaning more Kolsch actually now because I'm getting zero lager on there, and I'm really not getting anything as far as a bittering on this, at least from the nose. It comes off just a base, non-overly sweet maltiness. Done. So it could be macro actually from that nose. Let's dive in. Cheers. Okay. I don't think it's macro. It's somebody's. It's got to be a Kolsch, man. I get no lager on it. It's crisp, it's clean, and all that. No lager, yeastiness to this. It's more clean, kind of ale yeast and a more kind of lager yeast. There's a caramel vibe to it, so I'm still leaning Vienna lager on this. But there is a little bit of off on this. There is a little bit of cream corn, DMS, dimethyl sulfide thing going on here. That in of itself makes me think it's not macro, because they usually... Sans a couple, like, breweries that lean into that kind of slight off flavor. Most of the macro ones have weeded that out of their beer. But it's really the combination of the carbonation and the way that malt comes off caramel-like with that subtle little cream corn vibe makes me think it is micro craft brewing. And it's somebody's Vienna lager. It's got to be. I don't think it's an alt beer. I don't think it's a Bock. Actually, it could be a Bock. It could be a Bock in a way that like Palm or Salvatore Bock is, because it's nothing like Troganator or Celebrator or anything like that. But then you have that other end of Bock, that double Bock other end of that's more like the Salvatore ones that are a little bit lighter. So, but then it wouldn't be a lager then, or I mean it would be a lager then, and I'm not really getting the lager vibes off it. I have to go with Kolsch. Wait a minute. I think I know what this is. Is this a non-alcoholic beer? Is this Athletic Brewing's non-alcoholic beer? I think this might be one of... Because the way that kind of off flavor comes off, the closest thing I had to it was like a cream corn. But I don't think it's that. I think it's just a wet, doughy kind of malt that I confuse sometimes with that little bit of cream corn vibe, and I only get it in non-alcoholic beers. So I might be walking myself back. I still think it might be maybe their version of an Oktoberfest, but it's not. I'm going to go now. I'm going to put the old cojones on the table and say this is probably... I don't know if it's Athletic Brewing, but it's one of those new school, non-alcoholic German-esque leaning kind of beers. See how wrong I am. Yeah, it's that combination of that taste just makes me want to go there. Let's see. See how wrong Daddy is. It says Fest beer on here. Oh, it's Jack's Abbey's Fest beer. See? I thought I was going to be too cool for school. And I was so close. I just talked myself off the ledge there. And it's 5.7. I did not get that kind of ABV off of it. Copper Legend. I've had this beer before. So it's their Fest beer. What do they call it? Because Fest beer can be a couple different things. Let's look at what it is. I'm still okay with what I said. Because I don't get any kind of booziness off of it. So, what is Jack's Abbey Fest beer? Here. It's their Oktoberfest lager. I didn't get a ton of lager vibes off of it, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm just kind of curious. They don't actually call out a specific style on it other than Fest beer. And they're calling it a Marzen. That's fine. Well, at least Beer Advocate is. That's fine. I'm cool with it. Yeah, I thought it was going to be really cool there towards the end. I'm going to be like, oh my god, I'm going to call a non-alcoholic beer. But, yeah. I'm really surprised, though, it's Jack's Abbey, because it does have that soft little off flavor to it. Let's see. This is relatively fresh. It's just about a month old. But that was a fun mystery beer. Thank you very much, guys. I thought it'd be Jack's Abbey because we've been talking, me and the guys from Nerd Sense, more specifically Sean, we've been talking a lot of Jack's Abbey as of late, so I kind of assumed they're up there close to where Jack's Abbey is. He's been drinking a lot of Jack's Abbey, so I was like, okay, this is probably going to be Jack's Abbey. But like I said, I thought at the 0 hour, I'd make a left turn and try to be cooler than cool. And it backfired. I'm still okay with what I said, because in the grand scheme of things, it was an Oktoberfestish or German-leaning kind of beer. Marzen, that's fine. That's the one I couldn't think of. I know you guys think I'm common out when I say that when I was trying to think of other styles. That's the one I couldn't think of. So, yeah, I'm cool with it. I'm just surprised Jack's Abbey has that little bit of off thing. It's got to be the DMS thing. They're usually so tuned, so fine-tuned, so like dialed in. It's very much of a surprise to get that, because it's there. I mean, I'm not just making it up. So let's talk about it. Is this one of the better Fest beers I've had as of late? Even with that little off flavor, it's quite fine. I'd be okay with you handing me a can of this on a street at like a little Oktoberfest festival if it weren't pandemic times and we were allowed to actually hang out. Or let me rephrase it. We should hang out, because I see people all over the place today and it just made me want to throw up. Let's see. Value and availability. You could probably get this in some kind of 15 pack for probably less than $20, which is all day, and leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like German beers, you like Fest beers, you like Marzens, those kind of beers, Jack's Abbey is by far and away one of the best representations, not just in the States, but I think in the actual whole world. It's just we're lucky enough to have them here in the States, more specifically here in the Northeast, to where you can get their beers and get them pretty easily. So if you like well-made, even though this one's a little bit off for me in general, because this is the aberration, it's the exception, not the rule. If you're into really well done, well-made, clean, really traditional yet can be inventive at times kind of lagers, there you go. There you go. A little mystery beer in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I love mystery beers. You guys too. By far and away the most popular videos that I post. So if you ever feel like sending off mystery beers, you're more than welcome to reach out, Matt@massivebeers.com or massivebeers@gmail.com. Want to see me doing the social media stuff? There's that thing there, but you can just go to Massive Beers for the general beer social media, but Beer Massive for the podcasting stuff, which I haven't been doing a ton of, but I'm going to get back to it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of mystery beer right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.